Right. So there'll be a couple of new jargons in this PPT where I would like to basically throw the light what exactly these things means and how are we claiming that what is basically mobile moment and how it's going to be a big change in upcoming days. So we're saying that we will unfold the hyper-contextual and pre-targeting revolution in the mobile moments, and the agenda is, I think everyone's I'm rushed. So, so, so we did an analysis. So I'll come to what was the conclusion, but we saw that there is like huge shift from the desktop, or let's say the OSS version, or let's say the old school thoughts, like people are shifting from the mobile because most of the activities are actually now happening on the mobile, right? Like right from your movie ticket booking to your app download, to your game search, to any service that you basically a brand gives you is happening on the mobile ecosystem, right? So the reach is basically, you see, quite humongous. There's another stats that says that how many people have basically started using IRCTC application, what is the percentage growth, what is the growth in the WhatsApp user, how many people have joined Facebook post after, let's say, the actual digital era has started, and what is the overall Google search in the desktop versus what in the mobile Google searches has happened. So all the numbers, if you will just validate, it's all like quite big shift. And when we come to this whole transactions, and we found that okay, so there is a space in mobile, and these spaces have been defined well for all the app developers or for the service providers or the brands. But still, there are a couple of corner cases or loopholes wherein exactly brands are still facing some problems. To name a few would be like user retentions, pushing content and then learning the the behavior of the user, then the push notification systems which may not work, app re-engagement. So people have developed their app, but they still don't know what to do with it, or users are not coming back to their applications. It's also like couple of data that they have basically gathered, but now what to churn out from the data is basically they don't know. Or even if they know, what are kind of direction that they would want basically in terms of business, that is something that is still missing, right? Another thing that we have found is that you may have built up an end-to-end system, like okay, I have an app, I have a service, I have put it in a Play Store, and this is an application and people will use it. People may have downloaded it and people may have used this couple of times. But it's all goes into vain, but after a third or fourth time when people are actually not coming to your application. So these are the corner cases that we have found and actual core areas of the problems where how actually both the sides of people are suffering. Like, since I'll give a value to the customers because he has actually valued your application and then downloaded it. But what's the use, like after one or twice he has not used it, right? So we are trying to say that how can we create value both for both the parties, right? So the mobile movement is basically something new jargon which I was talking about. I would like to know from you guys what you basically derive from it. Like, can you guys guess what exactly, how can we know what exactly mobile movement is? Any wild guesses? What do you think of, yeah, what is mobile movement? You mean shift from the desktop to the mobile? Okay, fair enough.
Check.
Right. Anyone else? I mean, right answers will definitely get you one selfie stick.
Definitely. And if you are actually reluctant to do that, then I don't mind taking them away. I don't have one.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
You want to try? Yeah. Selfie sticks are actually driving you. Please.
Mobile movement is basically means accessing data on the go.
On the go.
Yes.
I think, yeah, you're quite near. Yeah. So just to rephrase what you've said, whatever basically happens on the phone, be it a chat, be it an email, be it an app download, or a conversation, anything that happens is in a mobile moment. So I think he deserves this, the selfie stick.
Okay, then I'll meet you later on.
Right. So yeah. So some what exactly innovation has happened in this mobile movement is a couple of use cases that I have come up with. So there's a company in Israel called Waze, and it has been acquired and funded well. What they basically do is that for example, I go from Gurgaon to Noida, and I know there's a lot of traffic jam in this expressway. And this is something what even Google Maps does these days. but this is like little old when actually Google Map was still developing. So they give you an alternate path that, this is the timeline that you may take, or this is the shortest route, or this probably may be the longest route, but with the less traffic. This may have tolls, this may not have tolls. All the couple of permutation and combination that you may have from one point to another point that you would want to travel, right? So you understand, you are just starting off your car, you're leaving from your office, and again, in a mobile which you're using, you get something like this kind of a service is definitely happening in a mobile ecosystem, right? So that's just one use case. Another, definitely you may be knowing about Uber, right? So these days there's a new functionality that has come up like, pick up now or pick up later, right? How do they know this, right? So there is a, end-to-end from one device to another device communication. A driver gets a notification that there's a request, ticket A has been raised, and a ticket A has been accepted, and that's when they basically coordinate and then the journey happens, right? So everything is happening so much in this real time, right? Emu is another example, which has again been bought by Google, right? What basically this application does is that, it understands the context of what conversation you are having, and based upon that, they give you certain suggestions. All right, these suggestions could be like, you may have chat with your friend right from the morning to evening. It could be on 4 or 5 different subjects. That is like, I may go to Jaipur this week. I may watch a movie on this weekend. I may have a, a child appointment with my, doctor or something like that. Now they basically churn out all this information, and they may give you a few suggestions related to these fields. All right, just hold on this thought, because I'll come back and I'll tell you what exactly is lacking in this whole thing, right? So another very famous example is WeChat, wherein like, we all know what WeChat does. It's another chat application. It's one of the biggest in China, very big user base. But they have actually opened an avenues for all the, other third-party, let's say, monetization application developers. Let's say someone who does basically emoticons, someone who basically creates stickers, someone who also actually would want to show certain context-related or some services or advertisement. So this is just one example. Like, you see something like banner on the down, right? Is basically a Chinese ad that you see inside the WeChat, right? So the whole idea is, what I'm trying to come up is that everything is not referring to just one application. It's growing. The avenues are basically increasing. There's a lot of opportunities for the marketeers, for the brands, and for the, that can reach to the consumer through very different ways, right? Tango is another example, which is like, it gives you some native kind of a advertisement inside their app. All right, it's again a chat medium, but what they do is that for an app developer, it gives you a very native formation of, injection of the advertisement, and you user basically can download it. All right, there are a couple of more players like, Viber, Kick, GroupMe, QB, who have actually partnered with many branded players, and they have actually monetized their app. So basically, both the people are basically getting fit. One is the app developer, and another is the third-party people who are basically onboarding with them, right? This is another new area where we have found that, lot of innovation, lot of technology, and many companies are actually developing such applications, right? Like, this is like one of the very generic use case. Everyone locks their phone, right? Imagine if you lock your phone and something which is very relevant for you on a one touch, right? Like, if I lock my phone and when I open it, I know that I have to go from Delhi to Gurgaon, right? And I have a taxi for sure, or let's say anything, which is very contextual for me in my nature. Why would I even open my phone, right? I'll just tap on it, I'll just access the services. So imagine how it's basically creating the easiness in terms of usability of the brands, and how is it making the brands positioned in different ecosystem in different angles, right? Another is the home screen area. This is like everyone, whenever you quit any email or Facebook or chat, this is one landing page that you come up to, right? And imagine the potential of visibility of this screen for one particular user in a day, how much it would be. On an average, even if he's a medium usage of a phone, I think he would come to this home screen at least 10 to 15 times in a day, right? Imagine if you serve an impression on this particular real estate, one user, 15 impressions, imagine number of brands if you can tie up with, what percentage and what revenue you can generate, right? So, and it could be many more ways of showing it, not just impression. You may want to see cricket score probably, you may want to see FIFA score, you may want to see NBA rated score, some breaking news, right? Like if you see NDTV and all these applications that they have developed, they basically have gone into this direction because it's all just one or two liner of statement that people would want to read. Nobody these days go through the articles and understand that, what has happened. So, even Google now, what it does, everyone knows, like, very first thing that I do in the morning when I get up, Hyderabad is basically a very less traffic city-oriented city. But whenever I get up, I just see that, how much is my expected day time to go to my office. And I see it's 20 minutes. That means probably there may be traffic because it's just 2 kilometers from my place. So I may plan my route like, how should I go? From which route shall I take? Whether shall I get a petrol today refilled or not? All these things makes your day so easy. Like, you have to just go and it's just very cakewalk for you, right? So we say that, all these things are yet developed in this, generation of mobile development. But we still say that it was yesterday, right? Welcome to the future, which is my statement. And I would like you to see this video for a second.
This is the age of impatience. This is the age of you only live once. Time can't wait, and neither can you. You want things fast, and you want them now. Can you get what you want before you wish for it? With Explore-E, you can. Explore-E knows what you intend, even before you express it. It's aware of your behavior, your context, and your location. Deal, steal, or a Ferris wheel, Explore-E gets you exactly what you want, when you want it. Not just that, it gives you the freedom to view what you want, only when you want to. What's more, it speaks your language, and 120 others. You could be anywhere, searching, messaging, navigating, or using an app. With Explore-E, you'll always find what you're looking for. The right services at the right time. Hyper-contextual. Non-intrusive. Explore-E. It's the next big thing in the mobile ecosystem. Explore-E is a search and discovery platform brought to you by KeyPoint Technologies, a company renowned for launching stellar products that leverage multilingual predictive text analytics across 120 plus languages in the input space. KeyPoint Technologies has a global presence with major names in the telecom industry as clients. Industry has also consistently recognized the innovations from KeyPoint Technologies. Connect with us to discover more on this disruptive idea.
Right. So, just one feedback that I would want to know from you guys. What have you basically derived when you saw this video? Can anyone say this? What information basically you got, or what do you think it was trying to message you guys? Sure. Sorry. Yeah.
What I derived was that like the ad placement was highly targeted,
Right.
and very much relevant and or contextual, you can say.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, please.
I think we're moving one step towards context-aware computing.
Right. Yeah. So that's where we call it as a hyper-contextual platform. Right. So yeah. So this is what exactly I see that where exactly the market should go, and this is where the potential lies. Everything is automated, many things are manipulated, many things derive from the analytics, but I still feel that it's still not given that much of leverage in terms of where a brand and a consumer basically connect at what moment, right? Like I remember whenever you will go to any website, there's a very old school process that used to happen, which is like cookie tracking, right? I happen to go to IRCTC, now I see every pages that having this IRCTC banner everywhere. I may have typed it accidentally, I may have gone there accidentally, but it's still following me. Like it's basically compels me to, okay, theek hai, I'll just click it once and I'll just get off it, right? So those are one areas wherein like it's still pain. It may be, for a conversion that they may want to, but what I'm trying to basically project here is that, the relevancy and actual need is basically when a user is requiring what service he should avail, right? Like I gave you an example of when I'm just driving from my office and I see something like a traffic report, which is very, very relevant for me because I'm just moving out from that space, right? So this is all about, if I have to sum up all the things, I would say it as a search and a discovery. Why? Because it has to be driven by user intent. Okay, I may bombard you with many things. Like for example, if you happen to download Snapdeal app or let's say Groupon app, every morning 8 o'clock you'll get a push notification. It could be foods deal, it could be an amusement park deal, it could be anything. Now, I may not be in a mood to go to amusement park for that day, right? For example, I would want that I need a car repair shop for that day because I just cannot walk, I cannot travel, right? So all these needs or pain area, who will understand for the user, right? So I see the involvement of a user intent is as important for a brand to understand that, hey, when do I send this is a very critical point of time. Second, I think a non-intrusive nature of showing anything to the user would be very, very heart-winning for him, right? When I say heart-winning, it's basically because we have seen, and it's been still practiced, like banner ads, right? Interstitial ads, video ads. I jump from one page to another page, I see something very irrelevant, right? And that too happening from a gaming background. I've seen that, I am just crossing one level to another level, and I'll suddenly see some wallpaper downloads. I mean, I don't need that, right? I'm in the mid of a game, I want to score high, I want to beat my life, and I want to just go and race away. And it just pisses anyone off, right? So I think anyway, if you can have a target where it's basically very, very non-intrusive in nature, would be really, really very helpful for the end user. So this is where I'm defining the pain area, or in any product that we basically try to shape it up, what exactly key points we should definitely look into. Another very important aspect would be like, if it is operated by a user, or if a user is given an opportunity to use that service or a brand at what time, I think nothing, best win it could be for any product, right? Another mobile movement I have already covered. So the idea is that whenever a user is intending towards something to use or something to, think of, and a platform which understands all your problem area, a platform which basically learns that, what you may do or predict what exactly your action may be, I think, and in a form where it's like, it's not pushy, it is user initiated, it understands your language also at the same time, your device, your locale and everything. I mean, definitely there would be many more key criterias which has been carried forward from generations, like, location-based targeting and all those stuff was very important. But on top of that, there has to be a cherry on the ice for the user is what I think, all right? So I'll just say that, imagine this is a very simple use case of a chat that is happening. And someone is saying that, let's grab some coffee. Let's say you're talking to your girlfriend or a wife, right? And she's in a very bad mood. You want to make out something like, let's make her happy today, or let's invite her someplace. Texts are actually such sentiments which cannot be read, right? And I think that's why emoticons and stickers have been, or in this area of creativity, has been innovated these days. Like, for example, if you look into Anyways, which is one of the biggest company in this space, taking fundings from every corner of the Europe, a world or US or any market, defines that, there is a place for creativity. At the same time, there is a place where things can be done in a different manner as well. So, for example, if you happen to type coffee, and if rather than typing in a text, you put a very, very good emoticon there, a sticker there, how good it will look like, right? That's the reason why all these players like Viber, or if you see WeChat, they are integrating publishing with these third-party, service providers. So I'll come to this product called Explory, which is currently, into beta stage. And the whole thing about this platform is that, it has gone through all this research analysis that, what could be an area where user should be happy all about. Okay, it's yes, an ads publishing platform. At the same time, it's not that, very, very conventional in the thoughts that what has been done is being still done in this product. So there's just 3 small screens, for this application, which will tell you that, for example, many of you may have happened to like certain, let's say, for example, in a hypothetical case, Groupon ad, you liked it, and you clicked on that push notification, and you opened a web page. Now, what do you do with that web page? It has all the information. Okay, the $16.99 offer is now into $4.99. Right now, call to this toll-free number, or email us, or there's a support many things, and people just get lost in that conversation, right? That's bad for any advertiser or marketeers. Imagine you happen to say something on a coffee context. I'll show you the use case how it works, but imagine if you have something right at that intent of time that you have a coupon code and you just directly go and flash it to the user or to the the retail store. Or you would want to share with your friends that, hey, I found something this, why not? You may have a meeting tomorrow in the evening, just use this coupon code. So all these basically drive not just revenues for the advertisers, but also a life to the product, which is called application. So we want to make this whole software application something very lively, which basically connects your emotions, which basically should understand what your needs are, and that's how it should respond, right? So yeah, so Explory is what is basically being capable of and delivering such mindsets, and it has been adhered with such goals and objectives. What differentiates Explory, is basically it sits on your device. So definitely, whichever application or anything that you use, be it an email, be it a Skype, be it let's say WhatsApp, Viber, anything, you don't have to use multiple applications. So one of the major problems these days is also that you have one for ticket booking, one for flight booking, one for recharge, one for probably taxi booking. How many applications will you download, right? You have still a very limited memory. It could be 16 GB or 26 GB or something else, but one day it will also fill up, right? And you can't just scroll 100 pages on your screen and see, okay, you may create folders, but how many folders, right? End of the day, it is still a pain area for a user to find out what is relevant for me. So we also thought of attacking this area, like wherein if this one-stop solution for a user, which gives end-to-end service, right from your taxi, from your coffee, from your coupon, from your deals, from your discount, from anything that is relevant for an end user in a day-to-day format, I think that's something, a win-win case for any app developer as well, right? So yeah, so that's one thing very critical, an important factor of Explory. When I say hyper-contextual also, it basically understands, like for example, these are some recent days jargons like we are contextual platform or we serve contextual services, right? The thing about contextual is fine, but I'm saying, let's say if I'm having a chat with you and I'm saying I'm going for a car wash, or rather than a car repair, or let's say rather than a car, a polishing, who will understand these four different fields and who will give me each one as a different services? I may just have one Bosch related service center who will come to me and say, you just figure it out this web page and probably you may get it. But imagine how my life will be easy, like if I'm talking about something in a very particular subject and I'm getting exactly what I need at that point of time, is where I define things are very hyper-contextual. So things have gone beyond that, contextual, retargeting. I mean, how will you retarget? I mean, first of all, you need an audience, right? Your audience, if has been lost, they may come once or twice to your application. Now, your application should have certain, juice in that, or a meat in that, which basically extracts and gives an experience to the end user, right? So this is something, we claim that Explory is a pre-targeting platform. How it works, I'll tell you. So we understand basically more than 120 languages, okay, which currently very less people in this mobile ecosystem does that. All right. This includes even English and many Indic languages, even youth lingo languages, like all the slangs that is there. Now imagine if someone says that in a Bangalore, like, hey, what's up, macha? Which is something probably very unknown for a user in a Gurgaon, right? But if that is being churned out as an information from a platform perspective, and I know what exactly it means, and during the conversation I understand the whole intent of what conversation is talking about, I think it's something a very fruitful value data for any app developer or any brands or services, right? So we say that even before would wish to do something or is about to input something in the mobile, we say that this is what he may be looking out for. Definitely there's a lot of science behind that, machine learning techniques, the linguist approach, what exactly we keep on running on, different approaches of n-gram, bigram. These are all different ways of how you can basically predict your next to next words in an input space where I'm talking about, right? So coming from this whole thing, this is where I define what pre-targeting is. Like imagine you going, this is your birthday, and then you thought that I'll go and buy shopping, and then I'll do and pamper myself. And what you saw is that hey, your mom or your wife came in and she basically gives you. In a very generic use case, yeah, it is a pre-targeting because she knew it's your birthday, right? Just imagine the same experience in a mobile moment, you're typing about, let's say, ladies handbag in a jabong.com. You have not even completed your sentence. You've just written ladies. But from the platform level, if someone can understand you that, this is something that this user is particularly searching for, imagine what visibility a user or a brand may connect at that point of a time, right? In a general use case also, I have seen, you may go to any e-commerce site, you will see the subcategories and categories, and then you set for one of the items from the list, you will see the price comparison, you go to multiple sites. I think your half an hour is lost in that whole thing. But I'm sure, like, for example, you are on a Google search, and let's say you're typing something not even fully, and the intents basically match, and I give you a very subtle way of, information that this is what you may be looking out for, why don't you check it out? And if that satisfies the user, she taps or he taps on it and does the end purchase, I think your overall experience will nothing be like it. Like, it's like heaven, dream-like thing for any app developer as well. So that's what basically we say what hyper-contextual and pre-targeting is. And this is the next big wave that we are talking about. It's done that, we will say, okay, this was my user. Can you retarget my 100 users, right? Out of that 100 user, many people may have uninstalled your app. Many people may not have gone to your app. Many people have not gone to your updates, what is your new meet in the application. So how do you basically tackle that? And many people still claim that, hey, we can give you those 100 back, 1,000 users, right? So the claims are still fine. I'm not denying that claims are not fine. I would say that, the thing is, we need to understand the actual pain area. We need to understand what exactly user need and where basically brand has to enter in this whole experience of, mobile. So it's basically what I will say that, Explory is capable of, right? I'll just cut it short, and I think, you guys have any questions? So I have my, sales director here as well, Shiv Daftari. Any questions that you guys have can probably also, give to him.
Thank you, Manish, for a nice presentation. Yeah.
So any questions from? Yeah, please.
Yeah, hi. This is Rakesh from LV India. So my question, as I was thinking from customer's point of view, that what about the privacy of the customer? Because someone would be reading their chats to recognize what they want. So what about the privacy policy?
When you talk about privacy policy, most of the apps that you download ask for your permissions to access whatever data you have. And I have seen at least 80% of the users just browse through and say, okay, be done with it. You are accessing my Wi-Fi, contacts, SMSs. But it's a very relevant question. And being a platform which is also a sort of input method and keyboard, you have to ask users that, boss, you are using me as a keyboard. So I will get the access to your chats, to your emails, to your WeChats, Instagram tags, pictorial tags. So once I have that experience, and second thing is that it is all anonymous. I don't know what your name is, what your phone number is, IMEI is. I'm not reading that. I'm just reading what you're typing and in what context you're typing. And it is mostly a session-based context. Let's say you are in WhatsApp and you're chatting with somebody, and once that session closes, I just purge that context. I don't keep it with me for references of, okay, user A had written about A, B, C, D. I just keep the context A, B, C, D, and I purge whatever the user anonymity informations I have. So that is taken care of.
Okay.
Then what about the user experience? Like suppose when he will be searching out for coffee or he is talking about something, then ad will pop up. But don't you think that user will be having a very bad experience again and again, ads are popping up and then he's closing.
I guess the whole crux of the presentation that he was giving is that how we are being non-intrusive. If you see any mobile platform where mostly banner ads come, so they eat your real estate. What happens is you are browsing something, you're browsing a web page, or you're doing something on the phone, and a banner comes on the top or comes at the bottom. So it actually eats up your 10, 15, 20 pixels of your mobile space. And if you are an Apple fan, you are already like on 5S, you have only 4 inches of a screen and half an inch is gone. What we exactly do is we use the real estate that the keyboard or the input method technology already uses. So what happens is on top of the word that is being predicted, you just get a small icon of a coffee day or a news cafe or taxi for sure or Jabong, and the intent is driven by the user. If he wants to look at the ad full screen, he'll just long press, And if he just wants to take the suggestion and move ahead, he just press on it and the session will go on. I would love you to see the demo that we have on stall number 22. So you will see how this is non-intrusive and the real estate is not eaten up.
Okay, anyone else?
In the presentation, he mentioned that in our everyday problems, we have been facing that we have multiple apps. We don't know how to fix that problem. But I'm still waiting for the answer. How do I ensure that I only, get my problem fixed with few number of apps rather than scrolling all
When he
through?
said that we are having a problem wherein user downloads enormous amount of apps, so I would like to ask, why do you download an app? Why do you have a Flipkart app when you can even browse Flipkart through a mobile website? The only illusion and the only perk that you get is, okay, there's an app specific deal. I'll get $50 off more if I browse through an app rather than a website. Now, what we have done differently is you don't need an app. If you are talking about, I need to shop for a lady shoe, and I'm giving you a page for Flipkart, and the moment you are redirected to the page, the coupon is still valid because it is coming through an app platform. So you don't need an app specifically to do that. Similar is the case with Yatra, or Make My Trip or Clear Trip, or whichever mobile booking app is concerned. Only way they are driving their app traffic is they are giving you more incentives to book through an app. Same ticket is available on a desktop, on a mobile site, but they are forcing you to go through that app route because, oh, you do an app booking and I'll give you $250 off, or I'll give you a coupon specific to the app. This way I am taking that coupon and I'm giving you the same coupon through a keyboard or an input method, and you can simply browse a website and get it done with. And if it is really specific to an app, obviously you will have a couple of apps that you do, like Book My Show or something can be done away with. And I have the same lucrative deals that you get on to be driven to download that app through this. And this is basically more intended towards users who are power users, and they use the phone more for photography and chat applications, which I cannot bypass. So you need more space. Like I have a 16 gig phone and 15 gig is already filled with videos and data and whatnot. So I would love to have a experience wherein I can delete like 5 different apps and be in one. So that is what we are driving it through.
Thank you. Your name is?
Sharik.
Okay, Sharik. Thank you for being so attentive. You were actually looking for your answer throughout, so that's actually amazing. Yeah, so next question we have from the gentleman.
Hi. Hello. I'm Pulkit. I'm from Dish TV. So, does your platform allow us to target competition as well? For example, I'm from Dish TV and somebody is, let's say, bashing up Tata Sky. So, would you be able to help me out with an answer? Like, would you be able to show him Dish TV? Like, you can buy a Dish TV if you're not satisfied with Tata Sky. So, would you be able to help me out with such kind of solution?
I would love to do that, but the regulations don't permit me to do that.
Okay. Thanks.
But one thing is that if you want, because the amount of data that we anonymously collect, so we know that in a geographical area of Lat Lang 75 East and 75 North, which is Gurgaon, I know how much of a user base is on Dish TV, how much of a user base is on Tata Sky. So I can actually guide you in a different way that, boss, you are not really doing well in Gurgaon as compared to Airtel or Tata Sky. So you rather do a push campaign or a better campaign at this point in time in this place so that you can retarget it. As far as that competitive thing is concerned, it is not legal. Thanks.
So, are we redeeming those coupons on your platform, or you are redirecting it to the stores or some other websites?
I would like you to see the demo as well. So what is happening is you have click to actions. So the coupon that is being provided is provided through the platform, but the redemption actually happens at the third party where the coupon has been provided from. So either you can do a call, you can visit a website, or even if you are so passionate about downloading an app and doing it that way, we can redirect, depending on how the advertiser campaign is running, I can redirect you to download the app itself.
Okay, anyone else? Yeah, I think, that sums up this session.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, and this was Mr. Manish and the sales head of Explory, and they were talking about the mobile moment, how it is the next big thing, ladies and gentlemen. And this is it from Think Tech 2015, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for being the part of all the session throughout the 2 days. And this is it from your host, Manish Sharma. till 2015 and see you all there in 2016. Think Tech. Thank you.